Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Today is most auspicious day, being the appearance day of Nrsimha Bhagavan, the half-man, half-lion incarnation of the Supreme Lord. The potency of Nrsimha Day is no lesser than the potency of Lord Krishna or Lord Ramachandra. Is Purna Bhagavan as well. And in this feature of the Supreme Lord, we will be discussing about pastimes and glories, along with his pure devotee Prahlad Maharaj. So this verse that we chose to read today is from the 5th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. The residents of Jambudweep offer prayers. And this is text number 8, chapter 18. Actually, this is Prahlad Maharaj praying to Lord Nrsimhadev. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. This is a praise, so try to follow if you can. Om Namo Bhagavate Narasimhaya Namas. Hold on, wait. When I stop, then you can try to follow. Om Namo Bhagavate Narasimhaya Namaste Tejase Abir Bhava. Vajranaka Vajradamstra Karmasayang Randhaya Tamograsa. Grasa Om Swaha Abhayang Atmani Buyista Om Kshrum. Why don't I read what is in the board so I try to follow? Om Namo Bhagavate Narasimhaya Namaste Tejas Abir Bhava. Vajranaka Vajradam Sritsa Karmasayan. Randhaya Grasa Om Swaha. Abhayang Atmani Buyista Om Shrom. Om Namo Bhagavate Narasimhaya Namaste Tejase Abir Bhava. Vajranaka Vajradam Srita Karmasayan. Randhaya Randhaya Tamograsa Grasa Om Swaha. Abhayam Abhayam Atmani Bhuyista Om Kshrom. Okay, we're going to go now directly to the translation. We're going to read 2 verses. Translation. May there be good fortune throughout the universe, and may all envious persons be pacified. May all living entities become calm by practicing bhakti-yoga. For by accepting devotional service, they will think of each other's welfare. Therefore, let us all engage in the service of the Supreme Transcendence, Lord Sri Krishna, and always remain absorbed in thought of Him. There's another verse. Sorry. That is text 9. We'll go back to text 8 again. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Lord Nrsimhadev, the source of all power. O my Lord, who possesses nails and teeth just like thunderbolts. Kindly vanquish our demon-like desires for fruitive activity in this material world. Please appear in our hearts and drive away our ignorance, so that by your mercy we may become fearless in the struggle for existence in this material world. So everybody please repeat. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Lord Nrsimhadev, the source of all power. O my Lord, who possesses nails and teeth, just like thunderbolts, kindly vanquish our demon-like desires for fruitive activity in this material world. Please appear in our hearts and drive away our ignorance, so that by your mercy we may become fearless in the struggle for existence in this material world. Srila Prabhupada's purport. I was thinking of reading that. We'll read the purport of text 9. Okay? This is text 9 again. May there be good fortune throughout the universe, and may all envious persons be pacified. May all living entities become calm by practicing bhakti-yoga. For by accepting devotional service, they will think of each other's welfare. Therefore, let us all engage in the service of the Supreme Transcendence, Lord Sri Krishna, and always remain absorbed in thought of Him. Purport. The following verse describes a Vaishnava. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindhubhya evacha patitanang pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Just like a desire tree, a Vaishnava can fulfill all the desires of anyone who takes shelter of his lotus feet. Prahlad Maharaj is a typical Vaishnava. He prays not for himself, but for all living entities, the gentle, the envious, and the mischievous. He always thought of the welfare of mischievous persons like his father, Hiranyakashipu. Prahlad Maharaj did not ask for anything for himself. Rather, he prayed for the Lord to excuse his demoniac father. This is the attitude of a Vaishnava who always thinks of the welfare of the entire universe. Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Dharma are meant for persons who are completely free of envy, parama nirmatsaranam. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj prays in this verse, Kala prasidatam. May all the envious persons be pacified. The material world is full of envious persons, but if one frees himself of envy, he becomes liberal in his social dealings and can think of others' welfare. Anyone who takes up Krishna consciousness and engages himself completely in the service of the Lord cleanses his mind of all envy. Manascha badram bhajatad adokshaje. Therefore, we should pray to Lord Nrsimhadev to sit in our hearts. We should pray, Bahir Nishingho Hridaye Nishingha. Let Lord Nrsimhadev sit in the core of my heart, killing all of my bad propensities. Let my mind become clean so that I may peacefully worship the Lord and bring peace to the entire world. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has given us a very fine purport in this regard. Whenever one offers a prayer to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one always requests some benediction from Him. Even pure Niskama devotees pray for some benediction, as instructed by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his Sikshastaka. Ayi nanda tanujakin karam patitamam bishame babam budo kripaya tava pada pankaja stiti duli sadirsham vichintaya. O son of Maharaj Nanda, Krishna, I am your eternal servitor, yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from the ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. In another prayer, Lord Chaitanya says, Mama Janmani Janmaniswari Babatad Bhaktir Ahai Tuki Twayi. Life after life, kindly let me have unalloyed love and devotion at your Lordship's lotus feet. When Prahlad Maharaj chants Om Namo Bhagavate Narasimhaya, he prays for a benediction from the Lord. But because he is also an exalted Vaishnava, he wants nothing for his personal sense gratification. The first desire expressed in his prayer is Swasti Astu Vishvashya. Let there be good fortune throughout the entire universe. Prahlad Maharaj thus requested the Lord to be merciful to everyone, including his father, a most envious person. According to Chanakya Pandit, there are two kinds of envious living entities. One is a snake, and the other is the man like Hiranyakashipu, who is by nature envious of everyone, even of his father or son. Hiranyakashipu was envious of his little son Prahlad, but Prahlad Maharaj asked a benediction for the benefit of his father. Hiranyakashipu was very envious of devotees, but Prahlad Maharaj wished that his father and other demons like him would give up their envious nature by the grace of the Lord and stop harassing the devotees. Kala prasidatam. The difficulty is that the kala, envious living entity, is rarely pacified. One kind of kala, this snake, can be pacified simply by mantras or by the actions of a particular herb. Mantra shadhi vasha sarpa kalakena nivaryate. An envious person, however, cannot be pacified by any means. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj prays that all envious persons may undergo a change of heart and think of the welfare of others. If the Krishna consciousness movement spreads all over the world, and if by the grace of Krishna everyone accepts it, the thinking of envious people will change. Everyone will think of the welfare of others. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj prays, Shibhang mito diya. In material activities, everyone is envious of others. But in Krishna consciousness, no one is envious of anyone else. Everyone thinks of the welfare of others. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj prays that everyone's mind may become gentle by being fixed at the lotus feet of Krishna. Bhajatad adokshaje. As indicated elsewhere in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Sabai mana Krishna padara bindayo. And as advised by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad-Gita 1865, Man mana baba mad bhakta. One should constantly think of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Then one's mind will certainly be cleansed. Cheto darfana marjanam. Materialists always think of sense gratification, but Prahlad Maharaj prays that the Lord's mercy will change their minds and they will stop thinking of sense gratification. If they think of Krishna always, everything will be all right. Some people argue that if everyone thought of Krishna in that way, the whole universe will be vacated because everyone would go back home, back to Godhead. However, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that this is impossible because the living entities are innumerable. If one set of living entities is actually delivered by the Krishna consciousness movement, another set will fill the entire universe. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta Purport, Canto 5, Chapter 18, Text number 9 of the Srimad Bhagavatam. The residents of Jambu Dweep offer prayers. Amagyana timirandasya gyanangyana shalakaya chakshurun militam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaisnavamscha Shri Rupam Sakrajatan Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sadvadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakam Vitam Shah. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhano Sute Devi Paramami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kipasindhu Vyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. So these two verses being uttered by Prahlad Maharaj towards the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Nrsimhadev. Prahlad Maharaj is an example of topmost Vaishnava. Actually, he's one of the Mahajans. 12 Mahajans. Mahajans means those personalities who know the principles of religion and they taught by their examples. Swayambhu Narado Shambhu, Komara Kapilo Manu, Prahlado Janako Bhishmo, Balir Bayasaki Vayam. Yes, he's one of the Mahajans, Prahlad Maharaj. Even though he is merely a 5-year-old boy, he, by his example, he concluded that the purpose of this human form of life is to praise, glorify the Supreme Lord, and to go back home, back to Godhead. So this story goes in the Srimad Bhagavatam from the 7th canto, whereby Parikshit Maharaj was asking Sukadev Goswami, how is it that the Supreme Lord seems to be equal to everyone, but at the same time he favors his devotees? Yes, Sukadev Goswami says, yes, the Supreme Lord is impartial. Impartial means he's equal to everyone. Suridam Sarva Bhutanam. He does not have an enemy and he does not have a friend. And he gave the example, just like Shishupal. Shishupal, who is very inimical to the Supreme Lord, right from the very young age, he was already blaspheming, offending the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Shishupal, in the beginning, he had 4 arms. And there was a voice saying to his mother that the person who will kill him is that when his 2 arms will disappear. And so when Lord Krishna came to visit Shishupal, being a baby, an infant, immediately 2 of the arms of Shishupal disappeared. And the mother of Shishupal understood that it will be Lord Krishna who will be the cause of the son's death. So she prayed to Lord Krishna to spare him. And Lord Krishna says, yes, I would spare him, but only up to when he go beyond 100 insults, then he will be killed. The question was, how is it that a person who is inimical to the Supreme Lord also got liberated? It's because Shishupal was always thinking of him. Even though it is in not favorable way, but the Supreme Lord, being equal to everyone, even to the demons that Krishna killed, they get liberated. It's like in the Battle of Kurukshetra, everyone, all the enemies of the Pandavas also who were killed, they also get liberated. And so the story goes that Narad Muni was telling the story to Yudhishthir Maharaj about this story of Prahlad Maharaj, whereby Prahlad Maharaj, being a pure devotee of the Lord, saved his father, who is also enemy of Lord Vishnu. There were twins, Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. And from the beginning of the Srimad Bhagavatam in the 7th canto, we've heard a story of how he pacified. Hiranyakashipu pacified the family members of his mother, all of his relatives, after Hiranyaksha was killed by the incarnation of the Lord as the boar incarnation, Varaha. He gave an example of the Yamaraj coming to pacify the queens, whereby the king, their husband, was killed in the battle. And they were all crying and crying. And Yamaraj came as a young boy. He said to the queens, "Why are you crying? Don't you know that life is temporary, that the soul will go on? And after death, then the soul will take a different form of body. Depends on the activities or the karma that one perform." See, the Lord reciprocates accordingly to how we reciprocate with Him. So we take forms, different lifetimes, life after life, different forms, 8,400,000 species, millions and millions of birds, and there's no need to become distressed, no need to become unhappy, because the soul doesn't die. And then he told the story of Yamaraj as a young boy. He told the story of these birds, Kakara. I believe it's the name. That's the name of the birds. Yeah, Kakara. And the birds, they have a whole family of birds, and the wife bird got shot by the hunter. And then he started to cry. The husband bird started crying and crying and crying, and ultimately he got shot also by the hunter. So Yamaraj was saying, life goes on. These calamities will come upon us, depending on our karma, but life goes on. One should not give up and continue one's life. So Hiranyakashipu, he knows the eternality of the soul. In this way, he tried to pacify his mother and his relatives. But then, because his brother was killed by Lord Vishnu, Hiranyakashipu was set on his mind to avenge. That he wanted to become so powerful that he will also kill Lord Vishnu, cut his head from its trunk, and take all of his blood and offer to his brother Hiranyaksha. So he performed great austerities that no one can equal. The kind of austerities that he performed is so severe, so difficult to do. He went to the Mandara mountain and he was standing on his toes for 100 celestial years. Now, 100 celestial years is a lot of many, many years. Because in the heavenly planets, our 6 months is only equal to 1 day. in the heavenly planets. So if you calculate that, the one day into 100 years, how many? 365 times 100. So you multiply that again into 6 months. It's thousands of years he was doing these austerities. He was doing so much austerity, and the whole universe was trembling. All the different planetary systems, middle, upper, and lower planetary systems, they were trembling. And there's so much heat coming from his head that it makes the whole universe so hot. The demigods were so disturbed. So they went to Lord Brahma. They went to Lord Brahma and asked for some help. This is usually the course whenever there is a calamity or there is some disaster or some danger. The demigods, they will go and visit Lord Brahma. And then Lord Brahma went to see. Usually he will go to the shore of the Karana Ocean, where Lord Vishnu will be lying. And he prayed, and Lord Vishnu says, do not worry, Hiranyakashipu will be killed as soon as he tried to kill his son, Prahlad Maharaj. So Brahma came back to the demigods, and he informed the demigods that this is the reply of Lord Vishnu. So do not worry. Then immediately with his Kamandalu, he went to the Mandara mountain, and he cannot find the body. He cannot find Hiranyakashipu because Hiranyakashipu's body was covered with like an ant hill. All of his flesh was eaten by the ants, and still alive because of this mystic power, yogic power that he attained, that the life is still giving him energy to stand, even though there's no more flesh. Then he just Brahma figured out, oh, this must be the body of Hiranyakashipu. Then with his Kamandalu, with very powerful water from the celestial sky, he poured this water to the body, to that like mound of like an anthill, and immediately the body of Hiranyakashipu transformed into very, very beautiful, very strong body. This time was so effulgent. And when Hiranyakashipu saw Lord Brahma, immediately he offered his frustrated dandavats, his obeisances. And he says that you are the Supreme Personality. Of course, he offered his dandavats because he wants something from him, some benediction. Usually this is the case if you want to ask somebody some favor, you offer obeisances to that person, and because that person, like Brahma, his heart melted also. So he asked, what can I do for you? Is there anything to pacify you? Because he wants to appease Hiranyakashipu's austerity, because he can destroy. His power is so much. He can destroy the whole entire universe. So Hiranyakashipu actually wanted to attain the position of Lord Brahma. He wanted to be the topmost personality in the universe. And he asked him that, I want immortality. immortality means not to die. But Lord Brahma says, well, even myself, who has a long duration of life, 311 trillion years, he lived for that much, I am going to die also, so I cannot do that. So Hiranyakashipu wanted to trick Lord Brahma, that okay, may you give me a benediction that I will not die either in the day or night, that I may not die by the cause of from animals or demigods, that I may not die inside or outside. I may not die by any weapons. It's like he gave so many ways how he cannot be killed. And Lord Brahma, he does not have any other choice except to say, so be it, tatastu, so be it. So now Hiranyakashipu feels like he is so powerful that no one can kill him. He told his demoniac soldiers to go and disturb the Brahminical culture wherever the Brahmanas are doing prayers, disturb them, whatever their cows, kill them. It was so demoniac. Now, Prahlad Maharaj is one of the 4 sons of Hiranyakashipu. During the time when Hiranyakashipu was performing austerities, the demigods headed by King Indra, they kidnapped Kayadu. Because they thought Kayadu was the mother of Prahlad Maharaj, and Prahlad Maharaj was in the womb of Kayadu. They thought that the infant, the boy, or the child in the womb of the wife of Hiranyakashipu is also a big demon. So we better go and kill that person. But they don't want to kill him immediately. They want to kidnap Kayadu and then wait that the time when he will get, he'll be born, then they will kill the child. But then Narad Muni appeared and says, no, you cannot do that, because you don't know that in the womb of Kayadu is a great Vaishnava. You cannot do that. It's not possible. So King Indra believed Devarishi. Devarishi means he is the saint amongst the demigods, Narad Muni. So Narad Muni brought Kayadu into his ashram, and he taught, he described the Srimad Bhagavatam to Kayadu, and while this is being described to Kayadu, in the womb of Kayadu, Prahlad Maharaj is also hearing the Bhagavad-Gita from Narad Muni. It is very interesting, especially for grihastas, that be very careful when you are having a child to not pollute the child as much as possible. Read from the Srimad Bhagavatam, and the child also being already conscious will also be able to hear the transcendental topics, and the child's consciousness will also become purified. So Kayadu was brought back to the palace, to the kingdom of, actually, Hiranyakashipu, he took over the throne of King Indra. this time. And everyone was serving, all the demigods was serving Hiranyakashipu, except Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva. Other than that, everyone was like a menial servant, doing all the serving to please Hiranyakashipu. So now, when Prahlad Maharaj was a little grown up, around 5 years old, he was sent into a Gurukul. Gurukul, the school of the spiritual master. Now, it's not like the same Gurukul that we have. The Gurukul, all the students are sons of demons. Everyone is demon-like. Not everyone is demons like Prahlad Maharaj, because Prahlad Maharaj is not a demon, even though his father is the king of demons. Prahlad Maharaj is not a demon. Actually, in the previous life, before Prahlad Maharaj, we were reading that Prahlad Maharaj was born in a Brahminical family. But as a Brahmana, he's not studying the Vedas. And he became attracted to prostitutes. That as a Brahmana, he lost all of the Brahminical culture, and he will just enjoy with the prostitutes. And then one day he had a fight with one prostitute, and then he became so much in anger that he fasted the whole day. And he went to a place and he just spent the whole day in that place without eating and not sleeping, not knowing that that place where he went is a temple of Lord Nrsimhadev. And because he was fasting the whole day and not sleeping the whole day, Lord Nrsimhadev became so pleased with this Brahmana that in the next life, he became Prahlad Maharaj. So if you fast today, and you don't sleep, you'll get the mercy of Nrsimhadev. You'll attain love of God. So Prahlad Maharaj was sent to the school of Sukracharya. Sukracharya is the teacher of Hiranyakashipu. Like he is like the Kula Deva, or Kula Guru, Kula Guru, the family teacher, spiritual master, Guru, Sukracharya. And he has two sons, Shanda and Amarka, who are the teachers in the school. So in the school, they teach about diplomacy, politics, rule and divide, all of the things that Hiranyakashipu wanted to be taught to Prahlad Maharaj is how to be a good demon. How can you be a good and a demon at the same time? It seems to be doesn't work together. Good demon. He cannot be a good demon. But he wanted his son to be the best demon. So Prahlad Maharaj, being a very obedient son, very obedient, very kind. He has all the good qualities of a nice son, respectful. So he followed his father's instruction to go to the Gurukul. So one day, Hiranyakashipu, it was the favorite son of Hiranyakashipu. Prahlad Maharaj, he asked Prahlad Maharaj to please come and sit on his lap. And Prahlad Maharaj, being obedient boy, he came forward, and Hiranyakashipu was so happy to have his son nearby him. He smelled his head. And so he asked, "So, what did you learn from school today?" It's like the parents of in our movement. I'm sure if your parents and your child goes to school, like in the early school, you will ask also, "What did you learn?" Did you ever ask your son like that? "What did you learn today? Anything special?" Anything nice you've learned today? So Prahlad Maharaj, he replied to his father that actually this life is like being in a dark well, and you are alone in the dark well. You cannot escape. There is no way of going out. And the only way to get out is by the help of the Supreme Lord. So, Hiranyakashipu was so surprised to hear this. He was preaching about the nature of life and how it is so miserable. And he was telling his father, actually he addressed his father, "Oh, Father, the best of all demons." It's like the Govardhan Hill is the best of all servants, Haridashyavarya. So his father is Daityavarya, the best of all demons. You should also get out of that dark well, because you cannot be really happy in this world. Only if one surrenders unto the Supreme Lord, then he can become fully happy. So the father, Hiranyakashipu, was so surprised. This cannot be what they're teaching to you in the school. Immediately he called Sanda and Amarka. He chastised both Sanda and Amarka. What kind of education you're teaching to my son? Are you sure you're teaching this to my son? He says, No. This cannot be. We don't teach him like this. As you told us, we have to teach him how to be a good demon. So Hiranyakashipu was saying that, the school must be infiltrated by Vaishnavas. Find out who is this Vaishnava, and I'm going to give you one more chance. You take my child and teach him how to be a demon, how to be a best demon. So he went back again, and then as an obedient boy, he was told and taught by Sanda and Amarka all these different politics, diplomacy, divide and rule, us and them, and all these things. And actually, Prahlad Maharaj was not really interested into this. He's not really interested. So, and during tiffin time, Prahlad Maharaj, when the teachers are away, then he will teach them the Bhagavad Dharma. He would tell the students, his demons, sons of demons, classmates, that now is the time, Komara Acharet Pragya, now is the time, now that you're young, now is the best time to take up to spiritual life. Because you don't know, when you get old, you may not have the time to do this. You spend 20 years in sleeping, 20 years as a young man. He divided all of these different 100 years, and it's practically not much time to be understanding the science of the Supreme Absolute Truth. But then his friend says, no, we're just young. We just want to play right now. When we get old, then we will take up to this process of Krishna consciousness. And Prahlad Maharaj says, no, now is the time. So he taught them how to glorify, chant the holy name of the Lord, and so on. So, Sanda and Amarka, after some time, they thought, well, Prahlad must be ready now. We can present him again to his father, Hiranyakashipu, and we're sure that we will get some reward, because I think he's ready now to go and tell his father what he've learned. But they don't know that Prahlad Maharaj, he did not understand that this process of Krishna consciousness, that this Sanda and Amarka, whatever they're teaching to him, is useless. So once again, they brought back Prahlad Maharaj to his mother, Kayadu. She gave him a bath. She decorated him with new clothes, ornaments, and she was having him to be prepared to go and see the father. And then, when Hiranyakashipu saw Prahlad Maharaj, he was so happy. He was so happy. He asked him again to please come forward and please again tell me what you've learned. But this time, he says about the devotional service. This is what I've learned. Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Parasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dashyam, Sakyam, Atmani, Vedanam. Iti Pumsarpita Vishnu, Bhaktis, Chen, Navalakshana, Kriyeta, Bhagavati, Adha, Tanmanye, Ditam, Uttamam. Prahlad Maharaj says, hearing and chanting about the transcendental holy name, form, qualities, paraphernalia, and pastimes of Lord Vishnu, remembering them, serving the lotus feet of the Lord, offering the Lord respectful worship with 16 types of paraphernalia, offering prayers to the Lord, becoming His servant, considering the Lord one's best friend, and surrendering everything unto Him. In other words, serving Him with the body, mind, and words. These 9 processes are accepted as pure devotional service. One who has dedicated his life to the service of Krishna through these 9 methods should be understood to be the most learned person, for he has acquired complete knowledge. So I was so shocked. Hiranyakashipu was so shocked. How is this? He says, Matirna Krishne parato satoba mito vipadyata griha vratanam adantago bir bisatam tamisram puna punas charbita charvananam. Because of their uncontrolled senses, persons too addicted to materialistic life make progress toward hellish condition and repeatedly chew that which has already been chewed. Their inclinations toward Krishna are never aroused, either by the instruction of others, by their own efforts, or by a combination of both. In these verses that we mentioned, especially that Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, that 9 process of devotional service must be the longest purport that Srila Prabhupada wrote on the Srimad Bhagavatam. So many pages. From page 247 to 261. Over 15 pages of purport on the Srimad Bhagavatam. You cannot find any more longer purport on this. So Hiranyakasipu was so infuriated. He was so angry. How can this be? You are the killer of my brother. Because he compared Prahlad Maharaj being a devotee of Lord Vishnu, because Lord Vishnu is the one who killed his brother, and therefore he is like also a member of the killer of his brother. He threw Prahlad Maharaj from his lap to the ground, and he was asking him, where did you get your strength from? Because see, with Hiranyakashipu, just by the movement of his eyebrow, everyone will be trembling in fear. Everyone will be so afraid. How is it that this young boy at the age of 5 is not fearful of me? Everyone is fearful of me, but this young boy is like no fear. So, actually, he wanted his son to be killed, to be murdered. That he asked his soldiers, Rakshasa soldiers, to kill him in so many ways. So many ways. They threw Prahlad Maharaj on top of the mountain, no scratch. He was put in a boiling oil, no scratch, no scald, no burn. He was put under the ocean, and for him to put the ocean, they put mountain on top of him so that he will not be able to escape. They put him into a freezing cold area. They put him into fire. They pierce him with their trident and the sword and the axes. No cut. And at that time, Prahlad Maharaj was not asking, "Oh Lord, please help me." No. He was not asking for anything from the Lord. All he was doing was remembering the Supreme Lord. No fear at all. He did not cry as a young boy being bitten by a mosquito or an ant would cry and ask mother for help, right? But Prahlad Maharaj, no. They tried to kill him in 1,000 different ways. They cannot kill him. So, Hiranyakashipu was so angry. He says, where do you get your strength from? And Prahlad Maharaj says, same source as you have, from the Supreme Lord, Lord Vishnu. Now when he heard that again, Lord Vishnu, his blood was really boiling. He says, where is your Lord? He's everywhere. Everywhere. Is he in this pillar? He says, yes. Prahlad Maharaj says, yes. So he was ready to kill now Prahlad Maharaj. He took his sword, but before to kill Prahlad Maharaj, he punched with his fist the pillar. And when he punched that pillar, a very roaring sound, big thunderous sound came out from the pillar. And Hiranyakashipu cannot figure out what's in this pillar. And this sound was so loud that it was heard all over the universe. When it came out, the feature of the Supreme Lord in the angry mood, Lord Nisinghadev, with his teeth, sharp teeth, with his mane, so much fire, so much in anger, because he was trying to kill his favorite devotee, Prahlad Maharaj. So he came out. So now he says, oh, Hiranyakashipu, this must be Lord Vishnu. I can kill him. So Lord Nisinghadev appeared around noon. Around noon. And they were fighting for like few hours, 6 hours. They were fighting, running from each other, especially like a cat and a mouse. Nisinghadev was playing with Hiranyakashipu like a cat and mouse. You've seen a cat and mouse? Sometimes the cat will grab the mouse, let the mouse loose for some time, and then the mouse will run away, and then the cat will capture again. But the mouse will thinking, I'm already free. So Hiranyakashipu was thinking, this is easy. I can get away from Lord Vishnu so easy. I can kill him. But Nisinghadev was laughing. It was just like enjoying this fight. So time came, it was twilight. Twilight means the sun is not there anymore. There's no more light, and the dark, light and dark is like in between. That is called twilight. So that time, Nisinghadev grabbed Hiranyakashipu, put him on his lap, and this happened like in the division between outside and inside. So this like in the palace there is the door. So it's not outside and it's not inside. So he put him on his lap and he bifurcated the chest of Hiranyakashipu. Now Hiranyakashipu is very strong. Even a thunderbolt cannot pierce the chest of Hiranyakashipu. He's so strong that, even if you throw arrows, also it will just bounce. But with the sharp nails of Nisinghadev, he opened his heart, his chest, he took out the heart, and he took the intestines and take it and put him like a garland onto his neck. And after that, thousands and thousands of demon soldiers of Hiranyakashipu came, and with his nails also, the tip of his nails are like sharp, like swords. He just cut all of their heads, kill all of them. And he was so angry after that even Lord Brahma and the demigods, King Indra, they were so afraid to get close to him. To pacify Lord Nisinghadev, they asked Prahlad Maharaj to please you go. You go. It's like a child going to see the father. The father will be so pleased. And Prahlad Maharaj, being a very obedient boy, he went closer near near Nisinghadev, and Nisinghadev put his arm or his hand on the head of Prahlad Maharaj, and Prahlad Maharaj became transcendental. He's already transcendental, but become more enlightened. And he started to pray to glorify Nisinghadev. And now Nisinghadev was ready to give him benediction. Ready to give him benediction. And Prahlad Maharaj says, no, I don't want any benediction. This is just like a merchant. Something that I do and I'm expecting something in exchange from you. I'm not here to do business. See, whatever you desire, please let me know. I will give it to you. I will give you everything, material, spiritual, anything you like. Prahlad Maharaj says, no, I don't want anything. It's like here in Vrindavan. There are places where all your desires becomes fulfilled. You go to Kamyaban, this is a place where all your desires becomes fulfilled. So if you go there and you desire material, it'll become fulfilled. You desire spiritual, it'll become fulfilled. So a devotee, he does not have any desire. Like Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nadanam, Najanam, Nasundarim, Kavitam, Vajagadisa Kamaye, Mama Janmane, Janmaneswari, Babatad, Ahirtukitwaye. Nadanam, I don't want any wealth. Nadanam, Najanam, I don't want any opulence. I don't want any followers. I don't want Sundarim. I don't want beautiful women. All I want is pure devotional service, birth after birth. I don't want kabitam. Kabitam means, like in poetry, kavi. No janma, no karma. I don't want any of this jnana or karma. All I want is unmotivated devotional service, birth after birth. It's like here, we were reading. He only has one request. Eventually, Prahlad Maharaj, he says, well, if you're going to give me a benediction, that my father will also be freed. I want all the living entities be calm by practicing bhakti-yoga. That all the envious persons be pacified. And Prabhupada says in the purport that everyone, almost everyone in the material world is envious. And the reason why we're still here in the material world is because we are envious. Envious of our neighbor, envious of another devotee. We're not envious of the materialist, are we? The materialists are envious of the devotees. But the devotees are not envious of the materialists. The devotees may be envious of another devotee. Envy means you have something that I don't have. I want to have something that you have, but maybe better than you have. Or you have something that I don't have. This is a higher level of envy. You have something that I don't have, and I want to make all the arrangement that you will lose what you have. I don't have it, so better you don't have it also. That is a very, very severe kind of envious mentality or attitude. So the whole world is envious of each other. But Prabhupada says there's only one way how we can get rid of this envy. When we take up the Krishna consciousness, there's only way how we can become purified, vanquish all of these demon-like desires for fruitive activity in the material world. Because when we perform bhakti, then Krishna start to reside within our hearts. Our hearts become purified and we'll be able to realize Krishna within our hearts. And in the process of bhakti, especially this hearing and chanting is the most important. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, the more we advance in Krishna consciousness, the more we are eager to hear the name, fame, form, qualities, and pastimes of the Supreme Lord. That means the more we become absorbed, especially in the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. It's like we were reading from this morning. Anyone remember what we've read this morning? About Sankirtan? This congregational chanting of the holy name of the Lord. We become absorbed. When we chant japa, we're not so much absorbed. Our mind goes all over the universe. We're absorbed about ourselves, but not of the holy name. When we chant japa. When we chant japa, we think about being the enjoyer, being the master. But real japa means you just become absorbed of the holy name, not thinking that you are the master, that you are the controller. Even what to do, what to do to prepare to serve Krishna for that day, one should not be thinking. One should be only chanting the holy name and become absorbed. So this is not so easy. It's not an easy feat when we do japa and becoming absorbed with the chanting of the holy name, the transcendental vibration. But when one is in the congregation, engaged in congregational chanting of the holy name, it's easy to be absorbed. Yes or no? Yes? When you're absorbed in chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and the Kirtan, you forget everything. You forget that you're the enjoyer. But you enjoyed the Kirtan. You forgot all your anxieties. You forget all your problems. You forget even who you are, the body. But you just in the transcendental platform. So Prahlad Maharaj was asking to please appear in our hearts and drive away our ignorance, so that by your mercy we may become fearless in the struggle for existence in this material world. Yes, when chanting the holy name of the Lord on our own, we're not able to make it. It is not possible. When we chant the holy name of the Lord, we have to pray to the Supreme Lord to please help us to get rid of all of these anarthas. Anarthas means the unwanted desires within our hearts. Unnecessary. Unnecessary means we don't need them. Lust, anger, greed, envy, madness, illusion. We don't need them. And the only person who can help us is none other than the Supreme Lord Himself. And by doing this, Krishna will help us. If you don't ask, you don't get. Remember this. In anything that you do in your life, if you don't ask, you don't get. So better ask. But this is only the prayer of the devotees of the Supreme Lord. The pure devotees, they also have desires, but their desires is only to increase their service towards the Supreme Lord. And their service towards the Supreme Lord becomes more and more perfect when they become instrument to help others in understanding Krishna. Prahlad Maharaj is like this. Ainanda tanuja kinkaram. Yeah, it was in the purport, isn't it? Tanuja, Nanda Tanuja. That means Krishna. Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram. Patitamam Bisame Babam Budho. I'm your eternal servitor, yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from the ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. So life after life, we are like this. We've been traveling for so many species of life, but somehow, if we get the mercy of the Supreme Lord through His pure devotees, then somehow we will attain this unalloyed love towards Him. And after attaining even just a drop of this unalloyed love from the Supreme Lord and through His devotees, if we help others also, that they may become good, have this good fortune. See, this is the nature of the devotees. They don't have envy. Only the neophyte, they have envy. The more one advances in Krishna consciousness, then this envious mentality or envious nature will be uprooted. Uprooted to the core of our heart. So we can grade ourselves. Is my chanting working? How? I can only tell if my chanting is working if my envious mentality and attitude is going down. And if only the pure devotees of the Lord, when we come to that level, there'll be no more envious mentality. No more envy. And having no envy means you want to help others. Then you become compassionate. Having envy means no compassionate nature, no mercy, no compassion, no kindness. All of these things doesn't exist if the person has envy. Now, if one doesn't have any more envy, then compassion is there, the service attitude, no motivation to enjoy for myself. Unselfish means for oneself, it doesn't matter. Whatever Krishna gives, he is happy. So in this way, Prahlad Maharaj was asking Lord Nrsimhadev to please also save my father. And Nrsimhadev was so surprised because he was trying to kill him. He understood actually how great saint personality Prahlad Maharaj is. So, as members of the Krishna consciousness movement, we should be following in the footsteps of Prahlad Maharaj. We should follow in his footsteps, that someday all of this envious mentality or nature in our hearts will be uprooted, and we also would like to help others to go back home, back to Godhead. And Prabhupada says in the purport here about Vishwanath Chakrabarti Thakur, what will happen if everyone becomes Krishna conscious? Don't worry. They will be replenished immediately. There will be always a change. If all of us goes back home, back to Godhead, more living entities will come to the material world. But then one devotee asked Prabhupada, shall I think of others, how to be saved from the cycle of repeated birth and death? How can I help others? Srila Prabhupada says, you should not think of others. Just think of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If you think of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will save others to go back home, back to Godhead. First, save yourself, then you can save others by thinking of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, especially Lord Nityananda. Lord Nityananda is more merciful than Lord Chaitanya. Even though Lord Chaitanya is Namo Mahavadanyaya, Krishna Prema Padayate, Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Goratuse Namaha. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to get His mercy, we don't need any qualification. Either man or woman, young or old, educated, uneducated, poor, rich, it doesn't matter. As long as we chant the holy name of the Lord. But Lord Nityananda is much more merciful than Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We don't get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya without the mercy of Lord Nityananda. If we say, Joy Nitai, then Gauranga Mahaprabhu becomes pleased. And in our movement, we have Lord Nisinghadev as the main deity for protection, for protecting the Sankirtan movement. We have installed the deity of Lord Nisinghadev in Mayapur to protect the whole movement from the demon-like personalities who would be opposed in the Sankirtan movement. Have you seen the deities in Mayapur? This is one of the feature of Lord Nisinghadev as the angry Ugra. Ugra Nisingha. His form is that his legs are bent, ready to jump. Ready to jump. When the devotees are having problem around 1986 in Mayapur, because dacoits, they stole Prabhupada, small murti of Prabhupada and small murti of Radharani. They thought that Prabhupada and Radharani, they're gold. So many gundas came and fires were shot. Some devotees get hurt also. So one devotee says, why don't we install Nisinghadev? Because in the Gaudiya Math, in the early days, dacoits also were disturbing them, and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he also concluded that we should have Nisingha installed. So the managers in Mayapur says, yes, we should install. So one devotee went to South India, and the managers in Mayapur says, yes, he should be like this, like almost jumping out from the pillar, like, Nisinghadev with his fierce nails bifurcating the body of Hiranyakashipu. So one devotee, he went to South India and he met a stapati. Stapati means they're the ones who curb the deities of the Supreme Lord. So when the devotee described to this person about the feature of Lord Nisinghadev, he introduced himself that he is from ISKCON. And he said that we need deity of Lord Nrsimhadev to be worshipped for our protection. And when he described this feature of the Supreme Lord in this angry mood, he closed his ears immediately. No. Not possible. And then he went to so many stapatis, says, no way, we cannot do this. So he went back to Mayapur and reported to the managers, no one is ready to do it. And they said, no, you go back again. Go back to the original. But at that time, to the original stapati, he went to his guru and he explained to his guru that the devotees in Mayapur, they wanted a deity of Nrsimhadev like this. And the guru says, this deity of Nrsimhadev, this form, has not been curbed for the last 3,000 years. No form of the Supreme Lord. This is only worship in the heavenly planets. Not in this planet Earth. Because this is really angry mood. Anyone who will worship this must be Naistika Brahmachari. That means not having any girlfriends before. He must be a very, very ideal Brahmana. It's not possible. So, in any case, when he heard that, the Guru heard that this deity is being requested by the devotees in Mayapur for the protection of the movement, the Sankirtan movement of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, somehow he agreed. So the devotee was told, you go back to the first stapati that you asked to be curbed, that deity that we're requesting. So he went back again, and then before approaching that stapati, the stapati says, yes, my guru says we can do it. And it'll be done. So he says, yes, what else do we need? We have to find the right stone. And the stone should be a live stone. And then the devotee asks, how long will it take you to curb this deity? Oh. He says, 6 months. 6 months. So he went back again, and he told the devotees that it'll be done in 6 months. So after 4 months, he went back to the stapati, and because he's thinking only 2 more months to go, right? Then he asked the stapati, so must be ready now? He says, no, we have not found the stone yet. What do you mean you have not found the stone? There's so many kinds of stone. I'm sure you can do it. He says, no, there are some symptoms. The stone must be like 6 foot tall, and there must be like a sign of a worm that has eaten from one end to the other end. This is the sign that the stone is alive. So he went back again. He said he must have went back and forth like 30 or 4 times, Mayapur, and so he came again after a few months, and he started to, he wanted to be sure. The stapati, he did not give it to his workers. He wanted to be sure that he's the one who would curb this Nrsimhadev. So when he came back, he says, well, we decided to have Prahlad Maharaj. And Prahlad Maharaj should be 1 foot tall. And the stapati says, are you crazy? At this moment, you ask me to curb Lord Nrsimhadev, and his height The size of Prahlad Maharaj is like an amoeba, like very, 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 very small. If you like a 1 foot foot tall of Prahlad Maharaj, then the Nrsimhadev that you asking me to curb has to be 120 feet tall. So it's not possible. He says, no, you must curb 1 foot tall. After some arguing, the Stapati says, okay, we will make 1 foot tall Prahlad Maharaj. So, on the day when the deity was finished, actually he went back again to Mayapur, and he said, yes, they agreed. They will curve 1 foot tall Prahlad Maharaj. And then when he came back to pick up Nrsimhadev, the Stapati says that few days ago there was a big fire where Lord Nrsimhadev was being stored. You better take Nrsimhadev now to Mayapur. I cannot hold him anymore. He was surprised. The whole go down, or the whole place where Lord Nrsimhadev is being kept, the whole place were burned, and Lord Nrsimhadev's body is not affected at all, not damaged. The Stapati says he has to go because it's becoming hot, like flame. You better bring him now. So papers were made, but before the papers were made, actually it has to take like months to do all these paperwork. But then because the Stapati, he did the preliminary installation, asking the Lord to be present in that form. That is, the installation means requesting the Supreme Lord to be present, to be alive in that murti. So everything was done. So when the government officials, they ask, what is this for? And they show Lord Nrsimhadev, immediately they signed. They cannot say, no, you have to wait. No, because when they see the form of the Lord, is so angry mood, if they don't sign that, they'll be in trouble. So, and he passed all the borders, different states, you have to show all these papers, and he passed so nicely. So the deities, they're installed, Prahlad and also Nrsimhadev. And there's so many stories about the deity of Lord Nrsimhadev. Anyone who asks for some request or some benediction from that deity, everything becomes fulfilled. Everything. I had one request also, and it became fulfilled. One devotee, his wife has a cancer, and they were in London, so they asked the head pujari by telephone, you please offer some puja or artik to Lord Nrsimhadev for my wife. She has a cancer, and she'll get operated. So please ask Lord Nrsimhadev to please help my wife. And the next day, the doctors, they check on her. The cancer disappeared. One devotee, she was praying in front of the deities, and Pankajangri Prabhu give her like this ghee lamp to show to others. And later on, she told to Pankajangri Prabhu that actually I was asking to have some service from the Supreme Lord, and immediately you gave to me this ghee lamp to show to others. And he asked, how long you were praying to have some service? Few days ago? No, immediately when I asked that, immediately you gave me this ghee lamp. So many devotees, they had so many prayers to save them. Whenever we are in danger, it's like when Prabhupada was sick in the early days, he taught the devotees how to chant the Nisingha prayers. Ito Nisingha parato Nisingho, yato yato yamitato Nisingha. We should learn these prayers in toto. Nowadays, to have its full effect. Because it's like we chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra with sincerity. There is lines in these prayers that we mispronounce. The Nisingho, sometimes we say Nisingha, and Nisingha, we say Nisingho. This you have to learn. Especially the kirtan leader, whatever you sing, they will follow. Bahir Nisingho, Hidaye Nisingho, Nisingham Adim Saranam Prapadye. Sometimes you chant Bahir Nisingha, Hidaye Nisingha. No. There is a proper pronunciation. When it says Nisingho, you say Nisingha. Or yato yato yamitato Nisingha, then you say Nisingho. It doesn't. One sannyasi I've heard who chant this perfectly in Mayapur. I chanted this in Mayapur also last March, and one devotee commented, Maharaj, you're the only one I've heard for a long time to chant this prayer properly. One devotee I've heard to chant this properly many years ago was Sridhar Swami, our late Sridhar Swami. So if we chant this prayer, Ito Nisingha Parato Nisingho, the Lord is here and the Lord is everywhere. Bahir Nisingho, Hidaye Nisingho is in our hearts. So if you chant in a different way, then the meaning also changes, right? We're not perfect in chanting, but we should try to pronounce the prayer properly. So if you read that song and you hear what the chanter, the lead singer is chanting, you can tell the difference that is wrong. We have to be careful of this, because our movement is going to be on for the next 10,000 years. We should chant at least properly. Like Gora Artik, we try to chant properly. So especially this prayer to Lord Nisinghadev, the prayer for protection, it will have full effect. So this is the story of Prahlad Maharaj and Nisinghadev. Nisinghadev eventually, he gave that benediction to Prahlad Maharaj, and Prahlad Maharaj was coronated by Nisinghadev himself, and he became the ruler for so many thousands of years. Now we are fasting the whole day. If you have time, which I think you will have, try to read the story of Nisinghadev and Prahlad Maharaj in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So many pages, so many chapters. It goes on up to chapter 10. 10 chapters in the Srimad Bhagavatam. If you fast and you don't sleep, you got blessings like that of Prahlad Maharaj from Lord Nisinghadev. It's possible. So we stop here. Any questions or comments? Jai. Sini Singhadev Bhagavan ke. Prahlad Maharaj ke. Nitai Gaur Premanande.